We are at 7185 North Plum Avenue here in Burnt Storm Meadows, which is a deed restricted community. Has an HOA. The HOA basically is to mow these vacant meadows, these vacant lots that run around the properties, much like the communities in Deep Creek have. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, roughly 2,200 square feet under air, another 800 square feet of covered lanai pool home. This home was built in 1989. So I just want to take you through a quick tour of the outside of this home. You can see we have curbing around the front beds of the landscaping. It's a nice variegated bougainvillea in the front. It's a very pretty tree. Has those raspberry colored flowers most of the year, but the pretty foliage of the variegated leaves is kind of the showstopper there. Give you a little view of the roof. I have not come up with any permits on this roof. It does look like it's in good shape, but I'm expecting that this is a 2004 Hurricane Charlie roof. The lack of permits tells me there's not been a lot of updating to this house. You can see we have the original 1989 service door. The air conditioner, that is an old air conditioner, obviously is going to need to be replaced. And one of the things I notice as well is you have the original Florida style windows that crank out. Okay. You can see the property line here, what they've mowed, and then this vacant lot, that's a buildable lot, and then all this green space behind the property, which is non-buildable. You know, it essentially becomes part of your yard, but about once a month, a tractor comes through here and kind of mows down all the green belt area, but you won't have any houses back here. You could come back here and chip a golf ball or play flag football or whatever, but your property line would end right where the power pole would be. This house is on city water, city sewer. It's the back elevation of the home. You can see this is a very large green belt. There's a lot of space between your backyard neighbors. Again, curbing around the back landscape. Queen palm. That is an older lime tree. Another bougainvillea there. Kind of a little Charlie Brown lemon tree. And there's the pool. When I go inside, I'll take you around. It's a little banana tree. So, as we come around here to the neighbor's house, you have a variegated croton. It's a very pretty plant. These are bromeliads. There's your pool. Pool looks beautiful. I'll show you an up-close view of that when we get into the house, but that pool decking is called Pebble Tech. That's kind of a late 80s pool surface that can be cleaned up and sealed. Some people even cover that up with a newer style. This house has a heated pool, which is good. That's a very nice pool heater. That's in good shape. That looks newer. But again, I didn't see a permit for that when I checked the county permits. Looks like at one point in time they had solar pool heating. That's been stripped away, so this leads me to believe that this is relatively new. So they haven't painted over the repairs from that. That's not a big deal. That's stucco patch. That could be easily filled in. Stucco patch right here, but obviously that would need to be painted. It's kind of a taupe colored paint. I'll point this out here. This is pretty normal. I don't know if you can see this or not, but those are stucco cracks. And again, that's pretty normal. It's nothing to be overly concerned about, other than there's another, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to try to, there's a crack right here that goes along. And what this is right here, this bump out, you have concrete block home, and then where it comes out here to there, that is a plywood wall, or I'm sorry, 2x4 wall with plywood across the top and then stucco. And every once in a while over time that cracks and it needs to be sealed and repainted. That would be the corrective measure for that, is just sealing that and then putting paint around it. And again, there's no gutters here. And that would be a thing that you would want to make sure that you direct the water away from this. This is a water issue. So the water's coming off of here, splashing into the landscape beds. So the way to cure this would be to caulk these little hairline fractures, repaint this surface, and that would take care of this. There's no issues here with that, but you'd want to protect this. But then gutters would take that away. Obviously, they have left the old solar system up there from heating the pool. Okay, and as I mentioned, it's very likely that this is a 2004 roof. So when this roof is replaced, that would come down, the new roof would go up, and then everything would be tight and right. Okay, but that's going to come off with the new roof, and this house will need a new roof. Okay. Again, we get to the front, you have another variegated bougainvillea. This is a sago palm. It's a nice little ornamental palm. You have a queen palm here. I can tell you from my past landscape experience that that queen palm is in rough shape. It's in its last legs. So this could be considered possibly a removal and some new landscape put in there to replace that. You have a little pygmy palm here in the front yard. That's a nice little palm, that'll last years. That's in good shape. But this is a good space to plan on reworking some of that. A lot of these palm trees got hammered in Hurricane Charlie, and a few different diseases spread around, and I can show you some spots in the backyard here where they've already had palm trees removed, and a lot of people did with these 1980s all the way to 2000 homes. The palm trees either got diseased or they got damaged from hurricanes. There was probably something in this area, and they planted the bromeliads there to cover it up, but this would be a spot for a palm tree. That little palm tree over there would be another spot for something decorative. So there's some landscape that needs to be done to this. As I was telling you before about the palm trees, here's one that left, that was probably from Hurricane Charlie. Here you have a sprinkler system with the house. Let me take you around back again one more time. There's another one of your sprinklers. That's nice. So if this was original landscaping with the house, would explain the condition of this lime tree is that it's just got old age. Eventually that's probably going to need to be removed. You could replace it with another one or something similar. This palm tree is still in good shape, so that could stay. But I want to show you, there was probably a palm tree here with that hump in the ground, and the homeowners put a bougainvillea there to kind of cover that up, and it's growing nicely there. But there was probably at one point in time a decorative palm tree there, and then you would have had a palm tree here. They've replaced it with a little hibiscus tree, but I can see the remnants of what used to be a rather large palm tree there. This one seems okay, but I'm guessing that this is in the beginning stages of having some issues as well. And then at one point in time there was probably a big palm tree here. So, and all those could be replaced with small palm trees to get your landscape back. But I can see the remnants of a stump underneath there. So they probably went and got this little decorative palmetto, which is a cousin of a palm tree, and they stuck that in there, and it's growing nicely there. That's a very hardy little palm. So, short of having on the exterior side of this house paint and some sealing done and gutters, you know, they've had a new pool pump put in here, but not a lot's been done to the place. We can take that for what it's worth. Obviously, at the price that they're listing this home at, these would be areas that we would want to backtrack on negotiations with. Okay, so I'm going to wait for this family to get out of the house. They're doing a tour before us, and when I get back into the house, I will finish this up.